好久位係列要足足啊係足啊黃足啊係黃足啊Oh, not beer. No vodka, I'll die. Kong Kamyong.
Okay, by now you have realized that my Vietnamese is abysmal and non-existent, and this lady was so patient and wonderful. You know, before walking in here, we looked up on our phones how to ask to buy water, and obviously we had no clue on how to pronounce it properly or anything like that. We were dying of thirst, and so we really desperately needed water, but it turns out that water jug was full of vodka, so that's why she kept trying to give us vodka. Anyway, it turned out that eventually we managed to negotiate, and she pulled out some very nice cold drinks that we could drink, but we still didn't get water in the end. But that hopefully explains to you this absolute ridiculous attempt of me trying to speak Vietnamese. So apologies to all of our Vietnamese subscribers out there, because I know right now you probably want to just punch me in the face for, you know, butchering your language so much.
Sorry.
That was an interesting little interaction I had there in the shop.
Yeah.
We are dying of thirst, and I tried to get water from this lady who runs a small restaurant here, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And she tried to give me vodka.
Right.
Which is probably the last thing I want right now.
You know what I'd love to have on a hot day in the middle of Vietnam is to just drink distilled spirits, because that really quenches your thirst.
It lifts your spirits.
Oh my god, they have cigarettes which cost 80 cents and bottles of vodka. Actually, it might not have been vodka, it might have been that...
No, it's vodka.
No, I'm saying in that bottle down there. It's homemade whiskey,
yes,
they call it.
Yes, that's what it is. Probably that rice whiskey that we
Which
had.
just tastes like baijiu. It literally just tastes like baijiu.
It does. Panda Bears.
Yeah.
Let's try to trace it back to the first known panda bear, the most famous of them all.
Are you talking about good old David?
I'm talking about David.
David
Gulasi.
He's one of the OG panda bears. If we can go super OG and talk about Dashan, but
he's not really a panda bear.
Right.
Whoa, sorry, man.
He put in the work.
No, you see, I would like to talk about Dashan for a moment, even though he's embroiled in his blackface controversy at the moment.
It's not even a controversy. He's the one that brought it up.
Yeah. He's always been the foreigner to look at if you want to see someone who can speak Chinese and understand Chinese culture.
Yeah, I felt like it was worth bringing up.
He actually speaks Chinese better than most Chinese people.
给我起了一个比较中国式的名字，叫陆世伟。我回家给爸爸一看呢，他说你这个中文名字左右两个字，为什么中间加一个加减号？
Yes.
Because he goes into the classic literature and everything.
Right.
And he understands the culture incredibly well.
Right.
And he does get a lot of respect from Chinese people from that point of view.
One of the most famous, foreigners that China ever saw.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, he's also a cautionary tale, because it doesn't matter how much you try to integrate, how much you give to the country, how much you learn the language and the culture, you will always just be that foreigner who speaks Chinese well.
Right.
Which is what he is.
Right.
Okay, so that's Dashan. He's a good guy. Except for...
We think.
Except for maybe his choice in makeup.
That photo.
It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Sorry, anyway. David Gulasi came on the scene because he made this this very tasteless video a while ago. And he's a very... how would you describe the way he looks? Maybe you can explain the way he looks.
I don't want to be a douche about it, but I mean, he's kind of looks like a garden gnome.
No, okay, yeah.
Very sagging face, but that's actually one of the reasons that Chinese people loved him, was because
his
he's so expressive.
Yeah.
He's got these faces he does, and he he basically got famous on Chinese internet because he called out foreigners in China.
Yeah. I was gonna
Probably
say
us.
yeah, I was gonna say he looks mean.
Yeah, he does kind of look mean.
He looks like he's a
Very sour.
He's a nasty-looking little guy.
Right.
Anyway, yes, he made that famous video where he tells a story which I personally think is made up.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you run us through it?
He basically says that he was in an elevator,
Right.
and there were some foreigners in the elevator complaining about China. I don't know what they were saying, but they were complaining about something. So he apparently confronted them.
Yeah.
And he said, if you don't like it, piss off, okay? Just piss off. And he's like, goes ranting on this video.
I saw a foreign guy in an elevator once swearing to another guy. And it really pissed me off, I swore to him. I said, hey, 老外, 你咋了? Huh? And I said it in Chinese, and the guy looked at me, and I said, just piss off. Go back to your country. Like, I'm sick and tired of these kind of foreigners coming here. So, all right, I want to tell you guys something. If you're one of these foreigners, piss off, okay? Go back to your country. Don't stay here.
Now, of course, there's no proof that he actually met any foreigners, and he's sitting in his room filming this, so I feel like it's just a little fantasy. And he was using it to shill a bit and drum up some support from the nationalists, and it worked.
Right.
He went viral in China.
Sure.
As being like the foreigner who... Oh, look, there's a little temple. Dude, this is just like Guangdong, come on. Same little lakes in front of the temples.
That is a flag of note.
It's massive garrison class.
It's kind of pretty.
Yeah. Anyway, back to him is... He pandered and shilled to the nationalists, and he became the poster boy of good foreigners, because if there's a foreigner that agrees with everything the nationalists say about China,
Right.
they become the pinnacle of goodness. They become like a role model to all Chinese. Because the sad thing is okay, here's the thing that the nationalists are very bitter about. They are bitter about the fact that Chinese people white worship, right? Look up to white people. They are so bitter about that. I personally don't ascribe to that. I mean, I don't think, and I don't treat my wife as if she's a white worshipper or anything like that, I think it's nonsense.
Our wives are not.
Of course. But here's the thing. They are bitter because of this white worship. But then, when a white person comes along to, speak up on their behalf, they do look up to them. They do worship them. They're basically doing what they hate. Do you see what's happening there? They're like, oh, look, a foreigner who agrees with us. He must be good. And they look up to him, and they send them money, and they try to look after them. They try to boost their social media ratings. They go hack other websites for them. They do all these kind of nonsense things, right? But basically, that was the first Panda Bear. So then he saw he was onto a winning streak. So he started to make all these other videos attacking foreigners who disagree with China, or foreigners that he sees are being bad. For instance, we remember our old friend Mac Horton, right?
Yeah.
Can you refresh everybody on that little controversy?
He made a fairly I'll say tasteless, whatever, statement about another Chinese swimmer in the Olympics.
Right.
And without going into too much, because it's old news, I don't really care. I do care, though, the fact that he basically made China go ape shit with hatred.
Yeah.
Because they basically saw it as not even a racist thing. They were just talking smack about China, right?
Yeah, like an attack on China.
Right. So then you had these people like what is his name? What are we talking? Who are we talking? David Gulasi. Basically would go out of his way to say, Mac Horton, you need to apologize to the Chinese people, blah blah blah.
He made
Chinese people ate it up because this whole shaming, you need to apologize, you hurt the feelings of China.
Yeah.
That's when a foreigner says that. Oh man, now that is some serious. That's hard power.
Oh yeah.
They love that. That's the best thing he could have ever done to get support, and he blew up because of this stuff. He's the foreign face of Chinese apologies, and it's something that's very annoying about China, to be honest, because I don't know who Mac Horton is, nor do I care about what he said.
Yeah.
But when you start to pander to the audience and base your identity off of slandering other people, including other fellow foreigners, which I don't see as a race.
No.
But I do see as a community in China that oftentimes has to deal with a lot of crap.
Yep.
So when you kind of alienate them and become this white knight basically for China.
You're a white knight for China, yeah.
It's really annoying. But anyway, that's David.
Yes, David Gulasi.
David Gulasi still does it. I don't know if he makes money doing it.
Oh no,
but he does speeches.
It totally boosted his image in China, and it led
and his
him.
ESL business.
Yeah, it basically he started an ESL school with his Chinese wife, right?
Yeah.
And because of his internet fame, obviously he got tons of business, and so
Yes.
it was definitely
Indirectly, it was very beneficial.
Very, very beneficial to him to keep slandering foreigners and to, pander to the Chinese nationalist ideals.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, it's kind of it's a little sad. Well, no, it's a little sad. It's very sad. If I could make an analogy, it would be like if, I don't know, an American goes to, let's choose a very tactful country here, like I don't know, let's say Ethiopia. Oh, Somalia. American goes to Somalia. Okay. And he goes there and he tries to blend in with the locals by saying, Americans are so bad. Why don't they give you their ships for pirating for free? And he just starts slagging off his own country, and he's like, "You guys are the best pirates in the world, and I agree that you should be able to take whatever you want out of your own sea." And then all the local Somalians are like, "Yeah, our hero." Yeah, it's kind of something along those lines. It's basically someone saying and doing objectionable things, and very reasonable people would not say or do these things because they know it's incorrect. And of course David Gulasi knows at the end of the day that he's being, just totally unreasonable and pandering to these people. Anyway, so he faded off of the spotlight a long time ago, but he's still ticking somewhere in the background, releasing hateful videos.
Yep.
Let's talk about another one. Can you think of another?
I can think of a rash of them, to be honest. Now, there's Panda Bears that make a living off of shitting on foreigners and then appealing to the Chinese crowd.
Yeah.
There's also a whole new level of Panda Bears that do things that Chinese people find either innocuous or proud.
Yeah.
They're proud of. So you have these Chinese-speaking foreigners that will make videos only about, like, I don't know, Chinese food or something.
Yeah.
依林吃皮蛋，我根本不关注。
我可以表演
其实我觉得它
看起来非常恶心，但是味道就是鸡蛋的味道，所以我没有明白为什么要做成这个样子，因为味道跟鸡蛋是
不一样，不一样，味道不一样，不一样，不一样，
不一样。
来，我们第二个是伊娜来。
我来简述一下，这个东西的味道完全像个公共厕所一样。
会有这样的。这是公共厕所的味道吗？会有这样的一些味道。
你有嗅过吗
？Sure.
I eat this. I can't handle this. It's too spicy, right? And they do those editing techniques and stuff. And there's quite a few of those. Funnily enough, most of them trying to post on YouTube but find no fame because it doesn't appeal to a Western audience.
Sure.
So they particularly blow up on Bilibili.
Yeah.
That's the kind of new hot video website that China's been pushing. Youku's kind of dead.
Sure.
But anyway, they find a lot of success on these platforms for Chinese people, but from Westerners, they're like, I don't care, right?
Westerners don't want to watch a foreigner eating like a spicy dumpling and saying like, "Oh, that's too spicy for us foreigners."
Right. But anyway, there's also another more parasitic version,
which is,
and I hate to say this, I have this feeling that they're being put up to it by some political forces in China. Some of these ones that do a David Gulasi approach, but very scripted on particular topics, right?
Right.
Not just like, you piss off, you foreigner. You're not like that, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Piss off,
very
okay?
specific issues, like stay out of China's affairs.
Yeah.
China's getting crapped on by the New York Times, and they'll really shill.
Yes, they shill
the Chinese government, and it looks like they're reading scripts almost. I don't want to be like paranoid about it.
I'm sure they are.
You think so?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
but anyway, there's some of those, and they really come after us. They're basically like the white Wu Maos.
They are. They in fact, the Chinese, the very smart Chinese friends of mine, they call them Bai Pi Wu Mao. Whoops.
Oh, really?
This doesn't go anywhere. Which just means white skin 50 cent, which is what they are, to be fair. Don't forget, look, there's another class of panda bear which I actually have no hate for, and those are, you've seen it, like that Eastern European guy. By the way, I got nothing against Eastern European people, by the way. People seem to think that because I'm always mentioning that in a kind of a derogatory way when it comes to English teaching, but it's true though. Eastern Europeans shouldn't be teaching English because they're not native speakers, all right?
Yeah, well, that's a law in China.
Yeah.
Not that I care about that.
But the thing is, I'm not against Eastern Europeans, is what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
But you've seen that video with like an Eastern European guy, and he's like, I love China, you know, and he's like, you've seen that thing, it's like a music video looking thing.
I think he's even says he's from America or something. Yeah. So it's an obvious propaganda piece.
Like a blonde.
I am from America. I love China. It's my home.
Doesn't he go on about
my home? Sure, my home has problems, but it's my home. He's like this. It's very like Chinese propaganda, like the kind that would never work in the West.
But it's only for Chinese people, because then they're like, oh look, foreigners think our country is better than their own country.
You say that, but the Chinese government does promote these types of things on Western media in the hope that foreigners will be like, oh, it's one of my own. Because, like we know, China's a very societal society, right? People stick together. They're Chinese. I'm Chinese, and they can identify as that, right?
You dare compete me?
我们是中国武警特战猎虎小组奉命前来支援。We appreciate the help. 全部走！列定，向左转，向看齐，向前看，站起。Just you guys? Huh? Can ya? You, what's your best skill? Oh, you don't know English, you idiot.
What did you see?
Oh, you understand English, huh? I said, what's your best skill, little man?
So, dare you compete with me?
Whatever. Come on, man. Cap. All right, Cap.
See? Are you convinced?
This doesn't count.
What do you want?
So, so they think, and that's actually a good point that you just brought that up, right?
Yeah.
Movies like Wolf Warrior and stuff. They dump all this money into it, not for Chinese people, not only for Chinese people. It is with the idea that Westerners are going to latch onto this and be like, you know what, China's strong. It doesn't work, right? And my whole point is that when you have this Eastern European guy, it's my home. I love China, my beautiful country. That it's in an effort to make Westerners think, oh, he's one of us and he loves China. So that must mean I should have that opinion too. It doesn't work like that.
Those kind of Panda Bears, I don't mind. You know, they just obviously, you also have to understand, even someone like me, to come from South Africa, China offers a lot of opportunity that I wouldn't get back home. So, you know, I have a lot of positive things to say about China, and you know,
and they're just doing a gig.
Yeah, it is. So I mean, I don't think I'd ever.
Should go right.
Yeah, let's go right. I don't like this highway. I wouldn't stoop to that level personally, but I have nothing wrong with it. I don't feel there's anything wrong with it. What I do find fascinating, though, now this is something that's very important, probably the most important.
Look at these petrol stations, by the way.
Where?
Look at.
This is how they fill a little pump.
Isn't that crazy?
It's cool. The most important part of this video, is there right on red here? Probably not.
I think it's right on whatever you want. Is that guy a soldier?
Yeah. He is. Anyway.
He is.
The most important part of this is how, if you're a panda bear, you can do no wrong in the eyes of the Chinese people. And this has led to criminals being put up on pedestals. Now, a while ago, probably about a year or two ago, I got these scathing attacks by a Dutch criminal. Okay. Oh man, these guys are just going. I think we can.
I know,
too.
that's what I'm trying to read the room. I think it's okay.
Just go to the right and let's go. So there was this Dutch criminal. Now, I didn't know he was a criminal, but he started to make videos on Bilibili, because that's what they do. Exposing me. I don't know what it is about people make videos, they expose me. That's what they do. It's like Serpents a Day exposed.
Hey, you're not alone.
Yeah. Have you had exposed videos?
Of course.
Okay.
I hate my mixed race daughter, Laudi 6 exposed.
Watch out. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know what their definition of exposed is, because if they just show clips of my public videos that are out there, that I've put out there myself, it's not exposing anything, right?
It's a very poor exposition.
It's not an exposition at all. Anyway, so this Dutch guy, he made these very inflammatory videos saying Serpent Today exposed, and he basically printed out thumbnails that a previous hater, a Vietnamese hater, also made a whole bunch of Serpents Today exposed videos, did, right? So he printed out these thumbnails, and they're very racist thumbnails. I didn't make them, my hater did, right? He used my picture and he put like racist stereotype things. He printed out those thumbnails and he said, I have proof that Serpents Today hates Chinese people. Look at these disrespectful thumbnails. Sitting in his car, right?
Right.
Anyway, I got contacted privately by a group of people that live in Thailand, where this guy has been banished by the other foreigners because he's like a very dodgy character, right?
Okay.
And they sent me links to his criminal record online, and he's a criminal, and he was in jail in Hong Kong for a number of years.
By the way, we're not going to like actually release identities, because unlike these people, we don't expose people.
No, we don't, and that's why I've blurred his face in the clip.
Right.
But the long and the short of it is that it was actually very easy for me to figure out where he was in China.
Right.
And I just had a little heart-to-heart talk with him. I literally just spoke to him on the phone and asked him, why would you attack me like that, especially when what you're saying isn't true, and why have you used that hater's thumbnails and said it's me? And he actually made an apology video.
Hey, good evening, Winston from here in Beijing. Hey, I'm making this video especially for you and your wife, to apology, to you, to say very sorry for what has happened. The videos that I have made insulting you, your wife, and I really hope that you can accept my apology. I have deleted my 2 video channels in YouTube, and the other thing is I will also delete my Bilibili channel. Next to this, of course, I don't want to be in social media anymore, so also my Facebook. It is just not good for me, if you know what I mean. For some reason, I'm a person that start to hate and insult people without actually a reason. I was wrongly informed about your videos, and I'm telling you that honest, I didn't watch really the videos. Of course, it will never ever happen again. So yeah, I hope you really can forgive me, and it was stupid, absolutely stupid to do so, and that's all I have to say.
Right.
Which I thought was good of him, and he deleted his videos. He actually ended up deleting his whole social media, and I think it was because he knew that he could be exposed as being this massive criminal, right? If he kept pushing against me, I might actually start to push back a little bit and be like, hey, listen, man, you're attacking me with all these accusations, but you yourself are actually a criminal, and your public record is out there for people to see.
Right.
And in China, you're not allowed to work if you have a criminal record.
Right.
You're not allowed to get a work visa. And the only visas you can get are tourist, business. I don't even think you can get a student visa anymore. Right. You need to actually have a criminal background check.
Yeah, you do.
So yeah, that could have really messed his life up, which is never something I would ever do, by the way. I would never stoop to that level.
I would hope not.
No, people try to do that to me all the time. You know, try to ruin my life. I would never do that to anyone else, because I know what it's like to have people constantly doing that to you.
Sure.
But the whole point of this is, I don't understand how all of a sudden the Chinese nationalists got behind him and were worshipping him and saying how true and righteous he is and what a shining example of what foreigners should be, and he's an actual criminal who served hard time. Okay, Anyway, that's not the first criminal. There was another guy who I'm not going to mention his name because he's absolutely not even worth my time. But again, another criminal who's even worse, who's got even worse criminal charges, the kind of things that would get you executed in China if you did them here.
Right.
And
Can I go through some psychoanalysis about as to why I think this happens?
Sure, please.
So I actually think I'm more fascinated in not the the stuff they're trying to throw at us, the shade. I'm more fascinated on the mental state you need to be in and why someone would do this, right?
Sure.
So I have a theory, and again, we went through the different levels. You have the innocent, shills. You have the, shills that try to appeal to the Chinese audience by saying that other foreigners are bad, but they're good, right?
Yeah.
I think those are more innocent people that just need attention.
Yeah.
When you're talking about these exposés about us, right?
Yeah.
People that actually call us out by name and try to find things that make us look bad.
Oh, yeah, try to dox us and try to send hate mobs after our families and stuff,
My psychoanalysis about people that might do something, this is all dead end stuff.
Here, we should go the other way behind us.
Yeah.
Let's go down there, yeah.
My psychoanalysis is this. I think that if somebody, and this has happened now 3 times we know, people have criminal records that have done this to us.
Yeah.
Why would someone with a criminal record, with so much to lose in a place like China that can easily find out about this stuff?
Sure.
Why would they do something like this? And my theory is that if someone has done bad things in their lives and has a very pockmarked record, they feel guilty, and it's kind of like when you're a kid and you feel guilty when you're talking to your parents because you lied about something. Let's say when they were gone, you finished all the Pop-Tarts or something. You're a little kid, right?
Right.
And they're like, did you do it? And you're like, no. And they're like confused, and they're like, I wonder who did it. And then you kind of toy at the idea. You're like, Mom, what if I ate all those Pop-Tarts,
Yeah.
That's what kids do. They feel guilty about it because they know that they did something wrong, right?
Sure.
So I think an adult symptom of that is they're trying... Should we go down here?
Yeah, dude.
Farm.
I'll go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're trying to pass the blame. They're like, maybe I can, if I dig enough or try to make people think this guy's bad enough. The heat is now off of me.
Right.
The guilt is like they put a Band-Aid on it because they're like, wait a minute, no, I am bad, and I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to get kicked out.
Right.
And that my life is going to be upturned because I finally ran away from my problems. So they have to find problems with other people, and it's actually super scary. I think that's very like psychopathic tendencies.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because the repercussions of what these guys do, they're pretty far-reaching,
Right.
Can actually affect our lives and our families' lives and stuff, which...
Yeah, and they do.
Of course they do. And you know what? It's cowardly. It's scummy.
Right.
And luckily for them, neither you or I would ever stoop to that level.
No. And luckily for us, we actually do have a clean record.
Absolutely. That's the difference, is we're not criminals unlike them.
Right. Right. So I have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, it's just a very, very strange situation that specifically criminals are the ones that do these personal attacks and do these panda bear things.
Right.
And again, like you said, I think I would agree with that, because when you get to China in the beginning, there are a lot of things about Chinese society that you will enjoy, right?
Right.
I think I've got a flat tire. No, maybe
really?
Not. No, never mind. It seems okay.
We should probably find a road. I don't know where this goes.
It goes to this gate.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So what I was saying is there are a lot of things about Chinese society that in the beginning are incredibly attractive. This feeling of, like togetherness and family that you get, which, and I'll be honest, if you live in America, you can feel isolated,
Mm-hmm.
It's quite easy to feel isolated because people are very individualistic. And if you don't make money and if you're not an outstanding human being, you're basically on your own. Whereas in China, there is this feeling of camaraderie and community.
Right.
So I think a lot of these people, they escape from their problems and they find themselves in a place where they feel accepted. At least that's what they think. Because in truth, it's not really like that. Give them a couple of years, let them know more about the culture, let them actually learn the language.
Should we go left here?
Yeah. Okay. Because actually none of these panda bears that I know of speak good Chinese. They all speak very bad Chinese.
Yeah, that's very true. Good point.
Yeah. So give them a couple of years and they'll realize it's a bunch of bollocks. But you have that sense of camaraderie, so all of a sudden you want to defend this newfound family of yours.
Right.
And because it's a survival tactic, you feel like wow, I finally have it good. I have to do my best to make sure that this never goes away. So I'm going to defend them, and even to the point where I'm willing to destroy other people's lives.
Right.
And I think that's why it happens.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Anyway, I do think that they're incredibly despicable people, and they're just going to have to live with themselves, because at the end of the day, I mean, they're like, most of them are criminals, actual criminals, but you know, even if they weren't criminals, they're the ones who have to go to bed at night and say, you know what, I'm not being true to myself, and I'm actually trying to enrich my life by hurting and slandering other people.
And that's no way to live.
No, it's no way to live.
How do we find our way out of here?
Yeah, I don't know, just keep
There's
going
a
straight.
road here.
This looks nice down here, man. It's all bumpy and stuff.
I'm just worried it's military or something.
Nah, we'll see it and we'll turn around. Anyway, yeah, anything you'd like to say to our subscribers before we sign off?
Whether or not you live your life by slandering other people and make your fame in wealth and attention-seeking tendencies in the effort to discredit other people while you yourself, in fact, are just a guilty piece of garbage, or not.
Yeah.
Let me know downstairs what you guys think. Leave us a comment. And is this phenomenon not just only in China? Is this not an expat thing? Tell me guys what you think about that. If you haven't subscribed already, lots more Vietnam, Taiwan, China, different countries videos on this channel. We hope you appreciate the content. We appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. Man, I had something important to say, but I guess it wasn't that important since I forgot it. But yeah, whether or not you are one of these despicable people, actually no, nonsense. I'm not even going to say that. Why do I keep messing this up? What I would like to say,
we're hot.
What I would like to say is a very big thank you to every single reasonable Chinese person who's left proper, reasonable criticism underneath my videos.
Yeah, our
videos. And yeah, our videos. ADVChina, yours, mine. And by criticism, I mean it can be scathing. It can be very scathing. I don't mind, but as long as it's reasonable.
Me too.
And not just xenophobic hatred.
Right.
You know? Racist, xenophobic hatred. Because that's not going to get anyone anywhere.
No.
You know what? I think we've been here before.
Have we?
Dude, this is exactly where we went yesterday.
No way.
Remember I went down that little thing over here?
Yes.
That's pretty funny. Okay, so anyway.
How do we get out of here?
I know, we're gonna have to backtrack a little. So, sorry. I would like to just say that those people are incredibly awesome, and I forgive all the racist, xenophobic nationalists because I feel like they've just been misled by dishonest people and criminals.
Right.
And the people that leave these disgusting comments for my wife and for me, I don't think they actually understand what's going on.
Right.
I think they're naive and they've fallen for a trick.
Right.
So don't blame them. And I want them, as well as the good people, to stay awesome.
Don't forget, guys, every single Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, go watch ADV China. You can actually watch another one right here. Every single Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, go check out Laudi 6. And right below that, you can watch Serpents Today every single Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks.